The new iPhone 17 is absolutely amazing this year. Not only we get top slam build quality, also the camera system is next level on this phone as well. Not only we get the most advanced selfie camera on any smartphone currently, but when it comes to main sensors, really they are nearly just as good as on the much more expensive Pro models. In this video I will show you everything you need to know about this new camera system on this bad boy, and also I will show you the best settings to use if you want to unlock the full potential of this phone and get the best possible video and picture quality. So first, if you actually enter the camera app and if you actually try to find how to change the settings, so you see on the top over here, so you see you can actually change a few settings. But actually, still in 2025, Apple still hasn't actually included all the settings in the camera app. So first, what I suggest you do is simply go in the settings app. Then in the settings app, simply launch your camera over here, so the camera settings, and you see you can actually change all the settings over here. So first, maybe let's go over the camera control button. So by the way, in the photo mode, for example, you see when you first get your phone, if you basically tap it, so you can only take a picture. So you see, if you slide it, none of those actually functions that Apple talking is about, comes even up. So we simply have to go in the settings here, camera control over here, and click over here to enable camera adjustment. So I have no idea why they disabled by default. Then also you see you can also swap around basically some settings. And for example, I suggest you to maybe drag the zoom on the top, as probably that's the most important feature we can use. And also you see you can simply arrange these things over here. So yep. So you see basically if I check basically my camera control button here now, so you see if I swipe a bit, you see, for example, I can change, so whatever I had. So also you see if you swipe down on it, you can also, for example, do various things here. So for example, the zoom. Okay. So yeah, so again, simply swipe down and then navigate like this, select the setting you want, and yeah, off you go. Then also in the settings, okay, let's go back. Also, we can set up the default photographic style. So basically how you want your image to look like, so it will be used as default. Also, if you click here, you can also select the default one. But also we can change this on the go as well. So again, this is only the default one that gets used. Then also, next let's go in the video. And again, video settings by default are absolutely stupid in my opinion, so they're only set at full HD. That's actually not a very good quality. So I would simply suggest you to enable 4K 30 frames per second. That is perfectly fine for most tasks. The 60 frames per second is obviously if you want also record slower motion and maybe in post-production slow down your footage. But again, it takes significantly more storage, and again for 99.999 tasks this is actually not needed. Also, so you can enable or disable your stabilization here. So essentially the camera stabilization. But also if you disable this feature, you will be able to also get wider frame as well. So in the video mode essentially, so for example, if we, okay, so disabled here, so you see the frame simply gets larger since the camera isn't actually cropping in on the sensor as much. So again, if you are using this phone maybe on a tripod, as I'm now basically, and recording video, so I simply suggest you to actually disable this feature and only enabled when you're actually walking around and when you actually need the stabilization. As otherwise, again, so this phone simply crops in on the sensor and you simply get smaller image, and also the quality also is tiny bit worse, since obviously again it doesn't use a full sensor. Also over here I suggest you disable the HDR video. So essentially what this does, so it actually brightens the scene very much, also blows out the shadows, and in my opinion it actually makes the video look very bad. Also, especially if you use a video on a device that doesn't support HDR, it will look extremely bad. So actually I suggest you to actually disable this feature, as this is actually not a good feature. So if you disabled, you see how the video looks. So again, very better exposure. Again, it's not blown out, not overly bright, so it's just as normal as it should be. So again, by default, I really have no idea why they are enabling this feature. Okay, next, these settings are actually mostly okay. You can also enable or disable the stereo or mono sound here as well if you need for any specific tasks. Also in the formats over here, you can also change the video codec essentially, and how much space it consumes, but also how compatible it is actually with various devices. And also by default, this phone actually captures the pictures only in 24 megapixels, even though the sensor is 48 megapixels. So I guess to say space, who knows. So if you enable this, actually in the camera app, you will then be able to actually enable the 48 megapixel like full resolution from this camera. So again, that is also needed. Oh, also in the preserve settings again, so simply go and select which you need, because for example, by default actually mostly none of these are actually enabled, so I already had. So basically the camera mode essentially, so when you exit the camera app, it actually resets to the default mode, which is a photo mode. But obviously if you do not care about taking as much pictures and only want the video, so basically if you enable the setting and once you exit the camera app, it will actually remember that last time what mode you used and will give you that mode. And also see various other things, and also exposure settings as well. So if you change the exposure in your video or picture, so again, if you want the phone to remember that once you exit the app, again, make sure to do that. Okay. When it comes to the grid level and composition, so maybe it's helpful for some, but honestly it's not that helpful for most people, I would say. Other settings, these are mostly okay, so it's okay. So you see basically it creates these grid lines, so you can do maybe better composition. Maybe if you are basically taking pictures by some kind of set of standards, you can definitely do it, but see it still clutters a screen. So in my opinion, actually this is not really needed for most people. Okay, then also let's go in the camera app itself, and also on this phone, when you get it first, it also has this absolutely terrible 4:3 aspect ratio. So you see the whole screen actually doesn't get filled up when you take the picture, and it's also like in a weird format. So in 2025, if you want to basically share it with someone else, so you should definitely enable this 16:9 aspect ratio. So you see it actually fills up now the whole frame, and again it's like standard basically what we are going to use basically if you share with someone, and if someone is basically viewing this image on the phone app. So again, I think that should be enabled by default. So you see also you can adjust your exposure here. So for example, if your image is too bright, maybe it's like blowing out like very white objects, so you can simply like decrease this, so to get overall better balance of basically the picture or video. Again, so this setting can be saved once you exit the app. If you enabled basically in the settings, it will remember it and use the settings. So also if you go over here, you see you can also like set the different like the color profile essentially is okay, and also you see if you change this around, you can also set like different strengths of it and basically how it exposes. Okay, then also in the picture mode, so you see you have this new button here since we enable it. So you see we can click this and select the 48 megapixel resolution. So when we actually now take a picture, it will actually totally use the whole sensor and actually will give you the best possible like clarity. And also if you look up close, again you will see the best possible detail. So again, by default, I think this setting should be enabled by default. I have no idea why. So again, make sure it's set at 48 megapixel if you want to take the full advantage of this sensor and get the best possible resolution here. By the way, on this new iPhone 17, we also get completely revolutionary selfie camera as well. Essentially, on any other phone, the selfie camera sensor is like a rectangle in this format. Also, it's kind of small, but on this one, actually the selfie camera sensor is completely square, and also it's way larger as well. So there are a few things that this allows to do. First, so if you enter the selfie mode over here, so you see if you click this thing over here, we can actually rotate our screen and it'll actually record the pictures and videos in like normal mode. So we can literally essentially hold our phone like this and it'll record like normal like format video, so not the selfie which probably isn't good for certain videos. Also, you see you can also like extend the frame over here as well. But by default, actually this auto rotating and auto extension isn't enabled. So simply go over here, and make sure to enable these settings. So I have no idea why they're disabled by default. So again, make sure to enable these settings if you actually want to take the full advantage and use this system in full automatic mode. So in the video mode, also we have this dual recording here as well on this new phone here. So for example, if you click over here, so you see you have this dual capture. What it does essentially, so it records with both the selfie front camera and also the rear camera here as well. So you see, okay, you can also like move this thing around here as well. But obviously when it comes to negatives, it's actually like recording one video file. So this like selfie camera is actually recorded as an overlay. So we actually do not get like two video files, which again is a bit ridiculous. Also in the video mode, so if you want to zoom in, so you can either tap these buttons here, or you can also like slide it across these buttons, so like this. So you see, so and this creates like super smooth zoom, so you can very easily like zoom in and out of something. Okay, so once you wait a bit, so you see it returns. So again, simply like swipe like this, and you can enable this super smooth zoom here. By the way, also in the video mode, we can also enable this action mode as well, which essentially records the video with extremely high stabilization. So obviously it crops in more, and also like, you also need obviously to be outdoors in very good light, since again, it's actually working overtime to actually deliver this. So again, but if you enable this, basically your footage will be absolutely stable. Absolutely insanely stable essentially. Also, if you actually want to record in ProRes on the base iPhone 17, we can actually still do it, but obviously in the base camera app we can't do it, as Apple is obviously locking this feature out of the base phones to sell us the more pro versions. But if you, for example, download a third-party camera app called Blackmagic Camera, which is absolutely insanely advanced camera app, so if you open this app, so essentially, and go in the settings, so you see we can actually literally also record in the Apple ProRes. So essentially it will record basically in the best possible like quality that you can actually achieve from the sensors, and again it will pretty much match up basically the video quality you can get from the iPhone 17 Pro or the Pro Max. So you see you can set this up. Also basically some of these options are even better than in the iPhone 17 Pro camera app, because the file size also we can get much smaller as well through here. Also, you see you can also even apply LUTs as well. So basically it's like a color grade directly basically in the app as well. So you see also when it comes to settings adjustments, also this is way more advanced than the stock camera app. Also you see you can easily monitor audio levels, and again this app is completely free as well. In the portrait mode over here you see you can also change, for example, these various settings here, how the model basically would look like, and also okay. So what else we have? So the cinematic mode. So essentially this mode can actually like create blurry backgrounds essentially. So it like mimics like real like camera essentially. So if you, for example, go over here, click aperture here, it will essentially enable the like virtual like aperture. So you see if I set it to f16 for example, then pretty much everything in the frame will be completely in focus. But for example, I'm not sure if I can show you in this video since I do not have enough space here, but let's for example like set it as f2. So you see, so maybe this lower only is like in focus, but my hand is totally out of focus. So again, it creates like super blurry backgrounds essentially. So again, make sure to play around with the settings if you basically want to use this mode. By the way, if you are wondering if you can also use the photographic styles for video recording as well, then in the camera app we actually can't use them, which is a bit ridiculous. However, let me show you a simple trick. So essentially after you take a video, so when you record the video, okay, so let's simply go in the Apple Photos app over here and simply select the video you want to edit, and then simply click these three lines over here. And if you click the filters, actually, you see you actually have very decent filters over here. So for example, if you change this around, You see, they also pretty much like function as a photographic styles here. So you see also like you can increase or decrease the strength of them. So again, these are actually like really good. Especially like this dramatic cool, and also this okay, which was it? Vivid cool. These are actually like very decent ones, and they make the video actually pop like crazy. So once you select basically the strength you want, basically for it, click apply here, and it'll basically save the copy of that video file. And again, the video quality will also get drastically improved, and also essentially it maybe applies some kind of look over it. So yeah, the image quality looks like more cinematic essentially if you use this mode. And yeah, overall I think the cameras indeed on this new iPhone 17 are actually very impressive. By the way, if you are looking for a good video editor, I can suggest you use this VN editor. So again, it's a free app. Basically I have maybe tested like 50 different like video editing apps, and this probably is the best I have seen. Also you see you have good audio like waveform or like overlays. You can easily like split files here. So this is what I personally use on this phone. So other apps I tried complete suck. This is the most decent one. Also, I think in maybe like a couple of weeks, also Adobe Premiere also will release like a free app, video editor app on the iPhones. So I think maybe in like 2 weeks. So also you can check that out. I hope it will be good, and also that was free as well. So yeah, anyway, good luck.